Do you remember that saying? Tastes like salmon, keep on. Tastes like trout. That's right, finish that line. Today we're gonna be making a mahi tuna in a coconut curry sauce on a bed of steamed rice. Let's get this started. This is #GetFat. Simple, easy. Ingredients as you need for this are cilantro, green onions, jalapeno. If you decide on a different hot pepper, go for it. Some ginger, some garlic, onion, and a tomato. You will also need some turmeric. You will also need this spice over here, which I will tell you what it is in the language I speak, which is English, but also known as danajiro, but I will tell you exactly what's in this shortly. Also need some rice and some salt. Make sure you got your spoons. Never forget your cock spoon. What you're gonna need is a pan. Get a pan, make sure it's on the stove. You can start heating that up real quick here. You're gonna need an onion to start off with. You also wanna grab your garlic, ginger. All right, to get this dish started, make sure you get your pan on the stove. Get that thing started heating up. It's gonna be quick, simple, and easy. Grab an onion, grab some ginger, make sure you got some garlic. Once again, I always grind up my garlic. It's just easier to use, and I use garlic in everything. And also a tomato. So first thing first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop up our onion. It's gonna be an easy small dice here. Let's move this out of the way so you can actually see. Shrink. So grab your onion. Make sure you are careful when slicing your onion. Don't slice off your fingers, don't go too fast. And then just finely dice it. When you're eating this dish, you just want these to more or less dissolve in the sauce and that beautiful coconut curry sauce that we're gonna be making. So make sure they're finely diced. You're gonna need about half an onion for this. I'm gonna say that's enough for at the moment. Also, some ginger. With your ginger, you can spoon it, take off the skin. Today, I'm just gonna be lazy. I'm just gonna use my knife and just cut this guy open. With your ginger, you do wanna make sure that you do dice this finely as well. Ginger tastes delicious and it works really well in all these dishes, so make sure you use it. And your tomato. When you cut your tomato, you do wanna make sure you dice these up as well. Keep them nice, small pieces. This adds a little bit of color and at the same time a little bit of sweetness, help balance out the dish. That coconut sauce that is gonna be coming in here as well is a little bit sweet as well, but tomato does a trick with the acidity and especially with the tuna. All right, so we got our onions chopped up, we got our ginger chopped up, we got our tomatoes. Tomatoes are not gonna go in with the onions and the ginger and the garlic at all. We're just gonna sweat these down. Once these are sweated down, we will toss the tomatoes in as well, then we'll get that sauce going. But in the meantime, while that pan is heating up, grab your fish. You can use anything. You can use tuna, you can use salmon, you can use trout, you can use whatever you feel. Any kind of fish works. If you want to use lobster, lobster works really well. Crab works really well, or shrimp. So this dish and this sauce, you can utilize this sauce and put any kind of proteins you feel like in there, including chicken. So I'm gonna grab my fish, I'm gonna grab some turmeric, and I'm just gonna put a bit on there, and you're gonna make sure you have to put it on both sides. Get those spices on there as well. And then salt. Salt your fish, even though it came from the sea, or possibly the river. You wanna salt it anyways, just give it that extra flavor. Salt on there, a little bit more turmeric. And this turmeric's just gonna make this dish vibrant. It's gonna bring out that color. The greens from the cilantro, the green onion, the jalapeno, everything's just gonna pop, which is gonna be awesome. All right, so the pan's heated up. Grab a bit of oil. You're gonna use about 2 tablespoons, okay? So first off, we're gonna sear off this fish, pull it out, start creating that sauce. So oil in the pan, couple tablespoons. Get it in there. Grab your fish. When you're grabbing your fish and you're putting it in your hot pan full of oil, make sure you put the fish, or when you're putting the fish in the pan, make sure you put it in the pan away from you so it doesn't flip in your face and then you burn yourself. I burnt my face, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of fugly, but yours, probably pretty. Fish in the pan, grab a pair of tongs, leave it in there. You just want to sear the outside of this fish about 3 minutes each side. You don't want to cook it all the way through. We will pull it out, leave it to the side, start making the sauce. Once that sauce is ready, put the fish in there, finish it off in there, rice get going, and we're gonna eat. All right, so fish is on the stove. What we're gonna do is we're gonna rinse off our rice. Rinse it under hot water. You wanna make sure the water goes clear. Get rid of all that debris, all that extra starch that's in there. Once your rice is rinsed, you're gonna leave it to the side for about 5 minutes. Let some of those rice kernels start to soften up a little bit before we put in the pot with the boiling water. Let's check on our fish real quick here. See what she's looking like. Oh, there it is. As you can see, we got some nice little sear marks on there. We'll leave that on there for another 2 minutes. We'll pull her off, leave her to the side, and get our vegetables in there to start making the sauce. Fish is seared. We're gonna leave it to the side. Don't eat it yet. It is still raw. It's not sushi grade, so last thing you want to do is eat this and then have parasites in your stomach. It's not going to be a fun time, that's for sure. All right, so that's there. In the pan, we are going to grab a little bit more oil. I pulled the pan off the stove because, of course, it's hot, but I'll add a little bit more oil to that pan. I am going to grab a little bit more of this spice, put it in there. You want to cook it down. Danajero is one of those spices. If you don't cook down, it will give you a tummy ache. So cook it down a little bit in that pan. A little bit more turmeric. Always cook out your turmeric. The flavors are amazing. A lot of people say they don't like the flavor of turmeric, but I'll tell you one thing. It doesn't really have a full-blown flavor, but it does add a unique flavor to the dish. But it is good for you, I'll tell you that now, especially for your immune system. We'll get this guy back on the stove. Start cooking those spices down. At the same time, as those are starting to warm up and starting to cook down, there we go. We're gonna grab our onions, our ginger. We're just gonna plop that right in there. Be careful once again, pan is hot. We're just gonna sweat these guys down. So you don't wanna leave it on high, turn it down a little bit. Number 6 is probably your best bet. While these are cooking down a little bit, let's add a little bit of heat to this dish. Nothing wrong with a little bit of heat. Oh, that smell is amazing. Dude, you have no idea. I'm already salivating. Like straight up salivating. That's in there. Grab a jalapeno. And I found the biggest jalapeno there was in the store. Don't know why. It just seemed right. Slice that up nice and small. You don't want big chunks in your mouth. Unless you like big chunks in your mouth. But chop it up nice and small. Add that extra little heat, that extra flavor profile to this dish. So I got about a full, normal size jalapeno going in here as well. Drop that in there. And cook it down. It's gonna be about 4 minutes. These onions are gonna sweat off, get a little bit of color on there. And now we're gonna add in our tomatoes. The tomatoes are gonna add a little bit of liquid to this dish. So all our vegetables in there, what we're gonna be doing is opening up a can of coconut milk. You can buy heavy cream, you can buy the normal cheap stuff. It just doesn't taste the same. But get a can, and we're gonna use this whole can in here. Oh, a little splooge going on there. I don't even know how to use a can opener supposedly. Okay, seriously? Oh, there we go. Can of coconut milk. Take the whole thing, pour it in slowly. You're gonna see the colors changing in here. So the white coconut milk is gonna start turning yellow from that turmeric. And we're gonna grab just a little bit of water, just a hit. So about a quarter cup of water. Help kind of thin that down a little bit. Give this a quick little stir. And then we'll taste the flavors, see what else we need to add into this. Maybe a little bit more salt. If not, then we're ready to roll. Look at a spoon. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we need a little bit more salt, but oh, damn. Once this starts to hit a slow boil, what we're gonna do is let this go for about 5 minutes, cook everything down, and then we'll add the fish in there, cover it up for about 5 minutes. Dish will be ready. We already got the water on for the rice. By the time this is done, this will be done. Put this together. And honestly, under 20 minutes, you're cooking your family a healthy, delicious dish, which is inspired by Africa, thanks to my parents. Africa. I blast the rains down in Africa. So I'm gonna cut up half of the bunch of cilantro I had. I'm gonna keep this other half on the side for garnish when the dish is ready. But we're gonna slowly just chop this up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just chop it up, chop, 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 chop. And use the stems. There is so much flavor in these stems. It's crazy. Do not throw away. Don't throw it away. And if you don't like cilantro, well, guess what? Don't put cilantro in there. But if you don't like cilantro, we'll still be friends. It's okay. Cilantro into there. Oh, it's gonna add that lovely, lovely flavor. What we're gonna do is get our rice ready to go. So the pot is boiling. I added in a bit of oil. The reason why I added a little bit of oil into my rice is so the kernels don't stick together. I'm one of those guys that don't enjoy eating clumpy rice. I get it. You can say it doesn't get clumpy if you use the rice cooker. I don't know how to use one of those, but season your water at all points in time. I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of salt in there. Oh, now I can't even close this. I don't even know what I did to this. Oh, there we go. Ta-da. The rice is in there. Grab your cock spoon. You do want to always taste the water. Like, it has to be salty. There is no salt in the rice. The rice has no flavor. So we want to add that flavor in there to get it jiving. Spill out your rice. Don't lose kernels. You probably will, but it's okay. Sink gods will thank you. Add your rice into there. Oh, damn. It's a bit of a technique, if you don't mind me saying. Kakasaker. Rice into the pot. Give it a little bit of a stir. So what I do is I do 1 cup of rice to 1.5 cups of water. And then of course salt and a little bit of oil. Get it in there. Once this starts to boil again, we're gonna put the lid on it. We're gonna turn it down to number 2. Let it go for about 8 minutes. After that, we'll give it a stir, turn off the stove, and let it sit there and finish steaming itself. Let's check on the sauce. One last flavor try before we add the fish in here. Oh. So grab your fish, put it in there gently. And I'm gonna use all these juices. Just put it all in there. Incorporate that together. Put on the lid. Turn her down to about number 4 for about 5 minutes. As you can see, our rice is boiling. We're gonna put the lid on this, turn her all the way down to number 2, and let it do its thing. While this is cooking, we are gonna cut up a red pepper. I'm gonna add this in last. This dish is really soft, so you wanna add a little bit of texture profile to this. So we'll get our red pepper all sliced up here. And it's okay if it's rolling in some cilantro. It's not gonna hurt. Pepper out. And just slice it. Nice little julienne slices. You can use the whole thing if you feel. If you don't want to use the whole thing, don't have to use it. But I'm going to. Once again, vegetables help with BMs. Leave that off to the side. And remember, it is coconut milk in here, so it will overflow. So just keep an eye on it. There we go. Drop that down. Get some of my garnishes going here. The last of the dish. I got some green onions. I got some cilantro, and of course the red peppers, which I'll put into the dish last. Green onions, I'm just gonna get the little spirally here, so I'm gonna put them in some cold water, let them sit to the side, and when we're ready to plate this dish, we'll put it together. All right, let's check on our rice real quick here. Lift the lid slowly. Give it a quick little stir. Still a little bit of moisture in there. So that's completely fine. Stir, it's not sticking to the bottom. Move it around. Put the lid back on. Turn off the stove. Wait 5 minutes. You got steamed rice. And we will have some beautiful coconut mahi tuna. So the curry sauce is ready. The rice is about 2 minutes away. What we're gonna do is turn off the stove. We're gonna grab all our red peppers that we have, and we're just gonna put them right on top. Get them in there. Pick up some of those flavors, but at the same time, we don't wanna cook it down. We want something crunchy while we're eating something soft. So let that sit for a minute. Grab your rice. Oh, she is steamy. Be very gentle, be very careful. Bring it over. We're gonna start plating this dish. Oh. There's something about that smell of fresh rice that is cooked that is just amazing. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a slice of your fish. Some of those red peppers, and of course, all that sauce on top as well. Like, get it on there. You can't have enough sauce ever on anything. Any kind of gravy, any kind of sauce. Get it on there. Some cilantro. Stems on, completely fine. Some green onions. You know what we're gonna throw on here real quick? We're gonna grab a lemon. I think a lemon would go really well with this. Oh, smart me, I still have a lemon in the fridge. Roll it out a little bit, get those juices flowing. Cut that lemon in half. Grab a fat wedge. Get it on there. Oh, and then just one more for the side. And there we have it. Our mahi tuna coconut curry on a bed of rice, finished off with deliciousness. Oh, let's taste this. Oh, that tuna is flaky. That sauce is on there. The red pepper on there as well. Today I'm not gonna be the one tasting. Come here, Simon. Come here. This is yours. It's gonna be hot as ever. No comment. No comment from Simon tonight. None. Quick, simple, easy, delicious, and honestly, too good. As you can see, being on rice, it's that good. Try it. Honestly, try it. You will thank me. Thank you very much. Have a great evening, and tastes like salmon, tastes like trout.